Well, hi again, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Diamond Chat, brought to you by Dr. Karen Kramer, your hometown dentist in Grafton and Elyria, and also sponsored by First Federal Savings of Lorraine. Tim Alcorn from AM 930 WEOL. Always a pleasure to be sitting next to Shaun Bennett from the Chronicle Telegram. Baseball and softball seasons are winding down, but boy, Shaun, tournament action heating up.
And I tell you, the level of these games at this point,
wow.
Every pitch is important, every at bat. It's I've been on edge for the last 2 weeks covering these games. It's been exciting, and it never disappoints. It's always great games, great competition, and this year's been no different.
Yeah, Shaun Bennett and I have seen a lot of each other out on the softball diamonds. I've seen Kristen Bauer out there shooting some photos for the Chronicle Telegram as well. It has been very, very busy, but as Shaun says, it's been intense and it's been a lot of fun. And certainly some top performances to note as far as tournament play is concerned, and we'll start on the baseball side. Now, we're going to let you know that we're shooting this Thursday about lunchtime, so the Thursday late afternoon games have yet to be played. But as far as top performances, I'm going to start with Amherst pitcher Dylan Eaton. What a performance by Dylan Eaton in their 1-0 district semifinal win over their Southwestern Conference rival Olmsted Falls. Dylan Eaton in that ball game pitched 6 1/3 shutout innings. He scattered 5 hits, he struck out 3, and he improved his record to 5-1. But he was simply outstanding for Matt Rossitano's team in that 1-0 win in that district semi over Olmsted Falls. Great job by Dylan Eaton on the hill for the Amherst Comets. I'm going to talk about another pitcher as far as top 3 performances. And even though Elyria lost, ironically 1-0, same score as that Amherst Olmsted Falls game, Hunter Olson for Elyria High was magnificent in that 1-0 setback to Lakewood St. Edwards in the district semifinal. Hunter gave up 1 run. It was in the bottom of the first after 2 were out, and then he completely shut down a Lakewood St. Edwards offense that had been highly touted coming into tournament play. Terrific performance by Hunter Olson. He gave up that 1 run. That was it. He shut down the Eagles after that. Unfortunately, the Pioneer bats just couldn't get anything going against Lakewood St. Edwards. But Hunter Olson, you did your job. Fantastic performance against Lakewood St. Edwards High School. And then my third top performer, you know, there were 3 from Elyria Catholic that I was kind of debating. Of course, EC won their district championship game against Keystone, and the game before that, they beat Holy Name in the district semifinal by a score of 8-1. So EC as the 5 seed comes out of that district. But I'm going to go with Brendan Holly because he was just outstanding in both of those district games for Elyria Catholic, the semifinal win over Holy Name and that district championship win over Keystone. In the game against Holy Name, Brendan Holly was 2 for 3. He also had a walk in that ball game. He had a double and he scored a run. Came back in the district championship game against Keystone, went 3 for 3, had a double and 3 RBIs in that comeback win by EC over Keystone. So in the 2 district games for the Panthers, Brendan Holly, 5 for 6, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, and a run scored. He was simply tremendous. And again, congratulations to EC as they win that district and they move on to the regional in Bowling Green next Thursday. So Dylan Eaton of Amherst, Hunter Olson of Elyria High, and Brendan Holly of Elyria Catholic, my 3 top performers, 3 young men that really had terrific performances in tournament play.
It's great to see EC get into the regionals. It's been a great year for Lorraine County Diamonds, with 3 from softball. We still have 2 alive at this point for baseball. So it'd be nice to see 6 regional performances from 3 on baseball, 3 on softball. So my top 3 performances we're going to focus on those 3 regional champions. We're going to start with Wellington, Payton Regal. Just a sophomore, but as a sophomore on Wellington, you're pretty much
a veteran.
One of the seasoned veterans. She went 4 for 5 with an RBI and 3 runs scored in the Duke's 9-3 win over Elyria Catholic in the Division III district semifinal. She also had a 2-run double in the Duke's 9-5 win over Independence to win the district championship, and she pitched the Duke's wins in both of those games. So just a great all-around performance by Payton Regal, helping a very young Wellington team win a district championship. My second top performer, Demaya Parks from Elyria, hit a massive 3-run home run in the top of the 6th inning that provided the winning runs in the Pioneers' 7-5 win over Amherst, the top-seeded team, in the Division I district final. Parks also had a sacrifice fly to drive in one of Illyria's runs in a 4-2 9-inning win over Oregon Clay in the regional semifinals. So the seniors kind of, leading by example out there on the field and coming up big in the postseason so far, getting Illyria into the regional championship game this Saturday.
Absolutely. Although I do want to say the home run that Macy Godbold hit against Amherst, that was as long a home run as I've ever seen or had the privilege of calling. I think that ball's still sailing. It's out in the lake somewhere.
And Macy's chances of pulling even for that county single season record still alive. She has 12. The record is 13, held by 3 players, I believe. So she's still got another shot at getting number 13. Maybe she gets 2 in a game and becomes the all-time leader. So
that'd be awesome.
We'll see if it happens. My final top performer. This is kind of a shocker. It's going to be Sydney Campbell of Keystone.
Sydney Campbell? What?
It's hard not to just, like I said, Sydney is the top performer every week, but just another phenomenal week for her. Threw a one-hit shutout in the Wildcats 6-0 win over Firelands in the Division II District Championship game. Then threw a one-hit shutout in Keystone's 10-0 5-inning win over Bowling Green in the regional semifinals. So at this point, I don't know, a one-hitter, a shutout, seems like about as good as you could do, but with all her perfect games anymore, it's like, oh, is that disappointing? She might be disappointed by that performance because she's like, oh, it wasn't a no-hitter in a perfect game, but she is just insane out there in the pitcher circle right now. 62 straight wins, pulled her into a tie for, I believe, 5th place in the nation right now. So hopefully she can win out and maybe pull right up there with those 66 national winners as well. So my 3 performers again on the softball side: Payton Regal of Wellington, Demaya Parks of Illyria, Sydney Campbell of Keystone, and all 3 of those players helped lead their teams to regional berths this year.
Yep, congratulations to all of our top performers. All right, let's talk about the teams of the week. And again, the teams of the week have been brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorraine throughout our Diamond Chat sessions this year. So a great big thank you to First Federal. And on the boys' side, on the baseball side, as we tape this, we've got one baseball team that has reached the regionals. That's Illyria Catholic. So the Panthers are my team of the week. Now, I've been telling you folks on Diamond Chat, and I've been telling Kristen Bauer and Shaun Bennett, look out for EC come tournament time. You could sense they were peaking at the end of the regular season, and as the 5 seed, they win the district championship. So Bruce Lisicki and his kids, congratulations. They go to the regionals. They'll be playing next Thursday at Bowling Green. Hats off to the Panthers. In a strange twist, they could play a Lorain County team in that regional semifinal. Now, as we tape this, Vermilion getting ready for a district semifinal ball game against Bellevue. Then Vermilion would play for the district championship. If Vermilion wins that district, they face EC in that regional semi. So come on, Sailors, let's have an all Lorain County D2 regional semi. That would be awesome. Yeah. So we'll see if that plays out. And Amherst also playing for a district championship on Thursday against St. Ed's. Tall order for the Comets, young team, 4 sophomores. But let's hope Matt Rossitano's team can get that done as well. It'd be great to have 3 Lorain County teams in the regional in baseball, just like we have in softball. But my team of the week, Illyria Catholic, as the 5 seed. They win that district. They got hot at the right time of the year. They're playing very, very well. Let's hope it continues at Bowling Green. But Illyria Catholic, congratulations, my first federal savings team of the week.
Well, with 3 softball teams winning district championships, it's a kind of a toss-up on who I want to pick. But honestly, Illyria and Keystone, I think Keystone and Illyria have been doing it for years. It's not a total surprise. So my First Federal Savings of Lorraine team of the week this week is going to be Wellington. Ended a 10-year district championship drought. So on the 10-year anniversary of their last district title, they win again. And they did it with a lineup that consisted of 7 freshmen and 2 sophomores.
Wow. Unreal.
It is unreal. 7 freshmen, 2 sophomores. And the thing is too, in the district championship game, they were down 4-0 after 3 innings to top-seeded Independence, who Independence I think blew them out a year before with a much more seasoned team. They rallied to win 9-5 in that district final, so they showed amazing, perseverance and experience beyond their years for 7 freshmen and 2 sophomores to do that. Obviously, they fell short in the regional semifinals, lost 4-0 there. But I can't wait to see what that team is going to do the next 2 or 3 years.
Boy, you got that right. Dwayne Somerville has a lot to look forward to. The future very, very bright. So congratulations to our 2 Teams of the Week. And again, Teams of the Week brought to you by First Federal Savings of Lorraine. Well, each and every week here on Diamond Chat, we like to get together with one of the young pitchers in the area. We call it Get a Grip, where one of the pitchers, either on the softball side or on the baseball side, shows you and us how they throw their particular pitches. So this week on Get a Grip, I have a conversation with Chris Willis from Elyria High School, a tremendous pitcher for Ed Piazza's team this year. And Chris Willis is going to show us his curveball. Now, he has 3 different grips on a curveball, so he's going to show us all 3 of the grips. Now, it is a side session. He walked out to the mound, and it was just a mosh pit. It was nothing but mud, so we did have to do it over on the side. But still, you can see the break, you can see the curve. So Chris Willis from Elyria High, this pioneer pitcher, will show us his curveball in Get a Grip.
Hi, I'm Chris Willis. I'm going to show you a little bit about my curveball.
All right, Chris, you were telling me, and Coach Piazza was telling me, you actually have 3 different grips on your curveball, correct?
Yep.
All right, so let's see them.
All right, the first one, I just hold on the side of the seams. Second one, I go across, just the horseshoe of the seams. And the second one, I hold it just like a 2-seam fastball, just a little bit to the right, and put more pressure on my middle finger than my index finger, and turn the wrist.
So all 3 are curveballs, but with the different grips, is there different movement with each grip?
The last 2 move a little bit tighter than the first one I showed. The first one is just more to get into the strike zone.
Okay.
Show it as a strike.
And does your curveball normally break away from a right-handed hitter and in on a left-handed hitter, or does it go the opposite way?
Yeah, the second 2 break farther away than the first one.
All right, so Chris, we're now going to have you throw it and demonstrate your curveball.
All right.
So again, even though it was that flat surface, you could still see the movement of the ball. And it's really cool how he's got 3 different grips. I didn't ask catcher Max Payton, so when you're putting the signal down, how do you know which grip he's going with? Is there 3 different signals for a curveball? I don't know.
They probably just let him go with that. And as far as that, you said the mosh pit, I'm glad that so far, knock on some wood, that the weather's turned for the better, and hopefully this postseason we won't be down and huddling at Firestone Stadium like we have in the past with freezing rain at 9 o'clock at night because it's been delayed. You remember those years?
Oh, there's been some long days and nights at Firestone Stadium in Akron, no doubt about that. All right, well, we're going to look ahead to this weekend. Again, as we take this, we'll let you in on the secret. It's Thursday about lunchtime, but boy, we've got some tournament softball and baseball ahead that certainly could be a lot of fun.
Yes. Well, obviously, on the softball side, the 3 regional games were played yesterday, since we're, like I said, we're filming on Thursday. Wellington did lose 4-0. The other 2 teams were successful. Keystone won 10-0 in 5 innings over Bowling Green. Elyria with a thriller against Oregon Clay. You were there, I was there. 9 innings, 4-2 win. And now they move on to, Elyria and Keystone move on to, regional championships. I'd like to say, this is something special. Larry and Keystone have a shot at both going to the state tournament the same year. I think it's been happened like 8 or 9 times already in the last 10 to 15 years. But it'd be cool to see it again. I think they're both capable. Obviously Keystone. We'll start with them. They're playing a Napoleon team, who I believe is 15-6. Keystone's obviously going to be a heavy favorite. They're pole-to-pole champions, wire-to-wire champions in the state polls. Number 1. Nationally ranked in the top 10 in every major poll, Flow Softball, Max Preps, USA Super 25. They have a good shot of actually winning a national championship this year if they win their 2nd straight title, which would be like 66 straight games or something like that. So Keystone is rolling. I expect, obviously, them to win that game, probably convincingly, but you never know. That's why they play the games. Elyria, they've got Perrysburg, it's a rematch of last year's regional semifinal. Went 10 innings, a 1-0 Perrysburg win last year. It was a walk-off error.
Yeah.
Very disappointing. We kind of talked about it in my story today because of Larry had a few errors yesterday, and we kind of flashed back a little bit. But Perrysburg, a tough team. Now they did lose that stud pitcher they had last year, so they don't have quite that pitching prowess that they did. She's at Miami of Ohio now pitching. But Perrysburg's still a very, very high-level team. I really think this is kind of a possible coin flip match. Perrysburg has taken on 2 of our area teams very early in the season down in Florida. They took on Amherst, and actually I think got run ruled by Amherst. But then at the previous, they took on Keystone, and they only lost by a run to Keystone. It was a walk-off win from Keystone, sacrifice fly by Allie Piles.
Yep.
Now, granted, that game was after Keystone's big matchup against Warren Champion, which was a 1-0 win, and I believe Cindy Campbell was not pitching that game against Perrysburg as well. So take that result for what you will, but I mean Keystone's a tough team to take them to the wire like that. Obviously, Perrysburg was playing pretty well later in the season than they were when they got run ruled by Amherst. So another great game. I fully believe Elyria can win that game, and I kind of expect them to. So I think both our softball teams are still alive. We'll be at Firestone Stadium in Akron this time next week.
That'd be awesome. And again, for you Keystone fans, get on down to Tiffin, and Lady Pioneer fans, make that trip to Clyde. But for you Lady Pioneer fans that can't make that trip, we've got a real special broadcast coming up on Saturday. Joe Tate, the legendary Hall of Fame voice of the Indians and the Cavaliers, will join me for that broadcast of Perrysburg and Elyria High. I'm really looking forward to that. He told me, Timothy, I love to sit and listen to softball. I want to call one of those. I said, Joe, you're coming to Clyde, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Probably a little easier than calling basketball, too. Not quite as fast-paced as basketball. Just sit back and relax.
It's softball time. So we look forward to that. All right, on the baseball side, as we've mentioned a couple of times, Elyria Catholic, congratulations to the Panthers, district champions out of Tri-C. Big win over Holy Name, 8-1. They had lost to Holy Name twice during the regular season, wiped them out over at Tri-C, and then in that district championship game, trailing 4-0 to Keystone, came back, rallied, knocked off the Wildcats to go to the regional semifinals. So next week, Thursday at BG, it will be Elyria Catholic. They still don't know who their opponent will be. It will be the district champion out of Sandusky, and that's where Vermilion's playing. We talked about that earlier. Thursday night, Vermilion, the 2 seed, takes on the 7 seed Bellevue. So Vermilion would be favored in that ball game, and then they would come back and play in the district championship game on Friday night. So we'll see if Vermilion can get out of that Sandusky district and have a showdown, an all Lorain County showdown with EC next Thursday. And then as we tape this, Amherst still alive in their district as they're in the district championship game against Lakewood St. Edwards. Eagles looking for a little revenge. It was Amherst that knocked them out last year. It's a young Comet squad. But you know what, Sean? Sometimes those young teams, they don't even realize the pressure. They just go out there and play. They're kind of playing on house money, per se.
Well, obviously, the Wellington softball team this year, the Elyria team that won the state championship 2 years, was filled with freshmen. So, yeah, you're right. They don't sometimes understand the enormity of the game, and that can be a big plus for the coach and for the program.
So again, busy week, and let's hope the other 2 Lorain County baseball teams that we're talking about do indeed advance to a regional along with Elyria Catholic. All right, that's going to do it for the studio part of our Diamond Chat. Again, thank you to Dr. Karen Kramer and First Federal Savings of Lorain. Kristen Bauer, thanks to you. Sean, thanks to you. But of course, before we close the show out completely, you had a chance to talk to a legendary coach.
Right. We talked to Keystone's Jim Piazza, and I've actually been talking to him a lot, doing preview stories for the regional and this and that. We're getting ready for the All-Star game. So we've been conversing, but this week we kind of had a conversation in the dugout. Obviously, great words by him. He's been doing this a long time. When he talks, you want to listen. And he's had some fun exploits over the years. We kind of talk about some of the cool things that's gone on behind the scenes with Keystone, and just some great things on the field, obviously, as well.
All right, so here comes that conversation with Sean and Keystone head coach Jim Piazza. Again, we thank you so much for watching Diamond Chat, and until we talk again next week, so long, everybody.
All right, we're in the dugout with Keystone coach Jim Piazza. Just amazing season you're having. Let's talk about the role that you've been on over the last 2 years. How fun has it been to just kind of coach these girls?
Oh, it's just a lot of fun because when you get your kids that are so dedicated as ours,
and they really want to put forth and they will keep our tradition going. I mean, it's just so much fun to watch them succeed.
Now, you obviously deal with the youth. I see you have the youth, some things that kind of gets them excited about the program. When you first start talking to a young player that eventually will play for Keystone softball, what do you talk to them about?
Well, we just talk about how much fun it is, and how much energy, and when they come to the games, they get to see how much fun our kids are having. And obviously winning helps, because they want to be a part of that. But our kids do a great job of making them feel comfortable when they come and say hi to them and thank them for coming. So it's really important.
Well, this year a little different than the last 4 years because your daughter Brooke's not on the team. As the adjustment snap right back into it, and how's it been keeping in contact with her while she's at college?
Oh, I mean, it's been very easy. I mean, you miss it because you got used to it for 4 years, but with the technology today of being able to FaceTime and stuff, we've been able to stay in touch.
Talk about high school coaching compared to off-season travel ball coaching, because I know you do both. Is there different nuances in the two types of coaching?
The way I approach travel ball is just teaching them to make them better, give them better players, and we're having them work on their weaknesses in travel. It's not about trophy hunting or going out and winning. It's more about teaching them the fundamentals and making them better players in the summer. We're here, we're focusing on winning a state championship, and then doing all the aspects.
Now, when you're not doing something softball related, what do you like doing in your free time to unwind?
Well, it's kind of funny. It's me and my wife got to spend a little bit of extra time because we're empty nesters now, so it's kind of nice that we get to do some things that we want to do now.
All right, last question. What is something somebody might not know about you as a coach, or you as Jim Piazza?
For me, that I have a very sensitive brother. No, I'm just kidding. I bet you a lot of people don't know that my the middle brother, Dom, was also a coach and won some state titles, and that we've all grew up wanting to be coaches because of our father, and so we have the coaching blood in our family.
All right, well, obviously, congrats on a great season so far, and good luck going forward, Coach.
Hey, thank you very much.